So I know we're stuck on land right now, but we had a few pretty good days of racing out there. How's the regatta going for you?
Well, I made the goal that I would just show up here, sailing with a great guy, Keith Davids, unpracticed, and try and have a good time, and that's what we're doing. So if you look at it under that metric, we're accomplishing our goal. Results notwithstanding. So our results haven't been that good. We had one good race yesterday, but other than that, we're just not practiced enough to compete in these conditions, and we knew that going in. But we seem to get better every race. We're light together, so we're kind of hoping for a little light air of these next two races.
It looks like you might have that in store here. But it's not as if you haven't put up results in the past. I mean, you've been in this class for a while and done some impressive things. How did you get to that point, coming into the class, coming up through the ranks? How did you become a great 505 sailor?
Well, I think that I was fortunate enough to sail with some really good people coming up and really campaign. It was like, I think sailing a 505 to be successful, you have to really dedicate yourself to a team environment and find out what all the good folks are doing, and everyone's open with their information, and just continue to improve year after year. And I think, for me, the big step for me was having a year sailing with Mike Martin in 2005, and him being, a world champion crew at that stage really showed me the finer points. So I owe a lot to Mike for that. And then after that, having 3 years in the boat with Tyler Moore really helped improve my game in other areas. So I think the best thing to do is to really dedicate yourself to a program, sail with the best people you can, keep an open mind, and look to improve in any way you can, and that's how. And then the results seem to come after that.
Besides the 505 class, what other sailing have you been doing in the past, 10 years or so?
The other thing I've done is interclub sailing in the winter. Last 4 or 5 years have just been with my kids. Dump them in the boat in the winter and go out and have fun, try not to capsize. But that's it. 505s and interclubs in the winter. That's a lot. That's a lot of sailing, and I don't really feel like I want to sail anything else. 505 is the best boat in the world. Why do anything else?
I find a lot of 505 sailors sort of share that sentiment. They get into it and they never want to do anything else. What is it about the boats that are so great and that draw such great talent from around the world?
Well, it's many things. It's the sailing qualities of the boat in any wind, as you've heard. But it's also, I think, the technical aspects of the boat that keep us thinking, probably keep me up at night a little too much, thinking about, how can I improve the efficiency of this boat and what I do in the boat? How can I make things so that, I can pull one line and have two things happen at once? Or how can I improve my technique so that I can get around the course faster, or get inside somebody, get my jibe faster, just like you see with the new double pole system. All these things, they add up to better efficiency around the course, and I think that's what keeps people coming back is, not just the challenge, but also, I think there's that engineering aspect of it too for many of us.
Now, what keeps you? Obviously, it takes a lot of engineering, a lot of being up at night to make these things go. What is it that drives you, and what's so much fun about sailing these boats?
Well, other than the sailing qualities, it's just this immense camaraderie that you have in the park and on the water with your fellow competitors. You're always happy for the guys that win because you know the effort that they put into it just to get to that position. You don't luck into a win at the 505 Worlds. You've trained hard, you've put in the time, and what keeps people coming back, I think, is just the great friends that you make here. So, I think between the boat and the people, it's a lot.
Now, it sounds like you've kind of got it figured out with your kids and your 505 sailing and your interclub sailing. But do you have any other plans or aspirations in your sailing career for the future?
Well, I'm kind of hoping Mike will want to sail with me one more time next year at NA's. I think that would give me one more opportunity to win that regatta. And then I'm thinking about moving to the back of the boat because I'm kind of tired of keeping weight on and getting a little older. I don't know. I really don't know. It's kind of up in the air. I think for next year I'd like to do 505 NAs with Mike and then kind of see what happens from there. Maybe, another Worlds, hopefully down in Australia in a couple years.
Well, we're not going out, so I got.
So as a crew, so what sort of insight can you bring to maybe the up and coming 505 crews? Because I know it is a very crew intensive boat.
It is a crew intensive boat. Speaking from my own perspective, don't wrap yourself around the axle about your weight. Get to a reasonable weight, especially if you're East Coast. If you're 190 pounds, 200 pounds, you're fine. Be strong, be fit. Those things you can control. But really immerse yourself into a team environment. Really learn the complexities of the boat and what makes it go. And concentrate on the things that are important and diminish the things that are unimportant. Get into a boat in a team environment where you can get along, okay? Try not to hold, be a good teammate. That if you can do those things, you're going to be successful. But it's going to take years, and know that you're just not going to hop in and kick everybody's ass. Know that it's going to take years, and you got to develop your boat. And also for you young guys, I talk about it a lot. If you want to go out and blow 20 grand on a car, well, that's fine. But you don't expect, to have results with a shitty old boat. If you want to sail 505s, make that your priority. Drive a crappy boat, drive a crappy car, get a nice boat.
What else logistically can, besides spending the money necessary and putting in the time and effort, what else does it take? Because it seems like it is kind of a steep learning curve, and it can be a struggle to come in as a young person.
Yeah, ask the best guys what they're doing. Read. There's plenty of good articles on the website and old tank talks and that sort of thing. Most guys are really forthcoming with their knowledge, and they're going to give you all the information. Go to training events because on either coast we're always holding them. There's debriefs. Just really get involved, and I think that you can't help but get better. Now, getting to 90% of your potential doesn't take nearly the amount of effort that it is to get from the 90 to 100%. But just know that you can get pretty far pretty quickly, and then to go that extra level really takes a lot more effort. But just keep at it, and you'll get there.
All right, Jesse. Well, thanks for your insight, and it's a pleasure to see the 50 class doing so well right now. And good luck in regatta.
Thanks very much.
Thanks. Beautiful.
Thanks, man.